My girlfriend said, "A girl like me would never date you." I replied, "Then this is goodbye." Then I took back the car in my name, cut off her access to my money, met the guy she left me for, and I just watched as her so-called upgrade started to fall apart in front of everyone that night. Welcome to AF Tales. Today's story is about a man who slowly realizes his long-term girlfriend has been using him for money, while secretly upgrading to a richer boyfriend. As you listen, think about the moment where you would have stopped giving and started protecting yourself. I am 27, and up until 3 months ago, I thought my life was set. I had been with Cassidy for almost 4 years. We met at a mutual friend's birthday party. She was magnetic, the kind of person who walks into a room and everyone notices. I was just a regular guy with a steady job and some savings. I am not rich, but I have been careful. I work hard and live below my means. Cassidy worked part-time at a boutique downtown and always talked about starting her own fashion line one day. I believed in that dream. I paid for most of our dates. I covered rent when she was short. Last year, I even bought her the car she wanted for her birthday. A used BMW, but still a big deal for me. She cried when I gave her the keys, told me I was the best thing that ever happened to her. Looking back now, I see how badly I wanted that to be true. About 2 months ago, things started to feel different. She became distant, always on her phone, laughing at texts but tilting the screen away when I sat beside her. When I asked who she was talking to, it was always just the girls or work stuff. I trusted her. We had almost 4 years together. It did not even cross my mind that she might be lining up something else. Then came Saturday night, June 17th, our anniversary. I remember the date because it was supposed to be special. I had made reservations at an upscale Italian restaurant she had been wanting to try. Just the deposit cost me over $300. I showed up at her apartment at 7 sharp, wearing the suit she liked. I was holding flowers, feeling nervous in a good way. She opened the door in sweatpants and a tank top, no makeup, hair in a messy bun. "Oh," she said, "I forgot to tell you I'm going out with the girls tonight, rain check." I stood there in the hallway, flowers in my hand. "Cassidy, we have had this reservation for 3 weeks," I said. "It is our anniversary," she rolled her eyes. "Babe, anniversaries are just capitalist constructs anyway. We can celebrate whenever." Behind her, I heard laughter, female voices, Brittany and Zoe, her friends who never liked me. They were the ones who always joked that Cassidy was too good for me, that she needed a guy with more ambition. Brittany walked up behind her with a drink. "Oh, he actually showed up," she said. "Cass, I thought you said you were handling this." "Handling what?" I asked. Cassidy sighed like I was being difficult. "Look, I did not want to do this tonight, but I think we should take a break. A break on our anniversary." "See, this is exactly what I mean," she said. "You are so clingy, I need space to figure out what I want." Zoe called from the couch, not even trying to be subtle. "Honestly, Cass has been unhappy for months. She has just been too nice to say it." This was not a mature breakup. This was a performance with an audience. "If you have been unhappy, why did you not tell me?" I asked. "Why did you let me think everything was fine?" Cassidy crossed her arms. "Because you are sensitive, I did not want to hurt your feelings." "So you are hurting them now instead, on the night of our anniversary," Brittany laughed. "Dude, take a hint. She has outgrown you, it happens." I looked at Cassidy, hoping she would at least tell them to stop. She did not. She just chewed her bottom lip and stared at the floor. "So that is it," I said. 4 years and you are just done." "I think it is for the best," she said quietly. "You deserve someone who appreciates you." "And you do not?" I asked. She did not answer. I set the flowers on her doorstep and walked back to my car. As I pulled away, I heard more laughter from inside. Brittany's voice carried through the open window. "Oh no, did you see his face? He looked like a kicked puppy." This was the first moment I should have realized how little respect they had for me. I drove around for 2 hours with nowhere to go. I did not cancel the reservation. I just let it sit there. For the next week, I was a mess. I called in sick to work twice. I barely slept. Food tasted like cardboard. I texted Cassidy a few times asking if we could talk, if we could at least have a real conversation. She left me on read every time. 8 days after the breakup, my phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. "Hey, it is Lauren, Cassidy's friend. We need to talk. Can you meet me at Greystone Coffee tomorrow at 2? Lauren was the quiet one in her friend group. I had seen her at a couple of parties. She always seemed more grounded than Brittany and Zoe. I was confused but desperate for answers. The next day, I got there 15 minutes early and sat in the back corner with a coffee I did not drink. Lauren came in right on time, looking nervous. She kept glancing at the door like she was afraid someone might walk in. "Thanks for coming," she said, sliding into the seat across from me. "What is this about?" I asked. She took out her phone, hesitated, then turned it toward me. "I need to show you something," she said, "but you cannot tell Cassidy I was the one who told you." "Told me what?" She opened Instagram and pulled up Cassidy's story from the night of our anniversary. The video showed Cassidy at a club, dancing with a guy I had never seen before. Tall, good-looking, designer jacket, hands on her waist. She was laughing, kissing his neck. The timestamp was 1047 p.m., less than 4 hours after she dumped me. "Who is that?" I asked. "His name is Cameron," Lauren said. "He owns a few restaurants downtown. Cassidy has been seeing him for about 2 months. 2 months, I repeated. "While we were still together." Lauren nodded. "Why are you showing me this?" I asked. She shifted in her seat. "Because it is not right," she said. "Cassidy is my friend, but what she is doing is wrong. She has been lying to you, using you for money while dating him. And now she is telling everyone you were boring and she had to upgrade." "Upgrade," I repeated. "Those were her exact words at brunch," Lauren said. "She said you probably cried when she dumped you. Brittany and Zoe were laughing about it, about how easy you were to manipulate." I sat there feeling like I had been punched in the stomach. Lauren reached across the table, just resting her hand near mine. "I am really sorry," she said. "You deserved better." I thanked her and left. In my car, I just sat and stared at the steering wheel. After a few minutes, I pulled up Cassidy's social media. Her account was private now, but her tagged photos were visible. I followed the tags to Cameron's profile. It was public. There were photos of them together going back 7 weeks. Fancy dinners, weekend trips, him buying her jewelry. In one photo from 3 weeks ago, she was wearing a necklace I had never seen before. The caption said, "When he spoils you just because," with a red heart. That same week, I had paid her phone bill. Sometimes the reality is not hidden. It is just posted in a place you are not looking. For the next few days, I did nothing useful. I called in sick again. I ordered too much takeout. I scrolled until my thumb hurt. Cameron's profile was like a highlight reel. 34 years old, 3 restaurants, a Tesla. One post from 6 weeks ago stood out. It was a picture of him and Cassidy at a rooftop bar. The caption read, "Sometimes you meet someone who makes you remember what you have been missing. New chapter, upgrade complete." Upgrade complete. Like I had been an outdated version. At some point, I opened my banking app. I started scrolling through the last year of transactions. Rent transfers, car payments, insurance, trips, gifts. Then I opened a spreadsheet and started typing. When I finished, the number staring back at me was just over $37,000. $37,000 in 1 year, rent, help, her car, insurance. Dinners, vacations, little emergency transfers. A cold kind of clarity washed over me. I had not been a boyfriend. I had been a funding source with emotions attached. This is where a lot of people either sink further or decide they are done being the victim. I chose the second path. I called a lawyer friend from college and asked, hypothetically, what happens if someone gives expensive gifts and then wants them back after a breakup? He said it was complicated, but he gave me the name of a lawyer who might help. Her name was Patricia. She was in her 50s and she had the calm energy of someone who has seen every version of this story. I laid it all out. The car, the rent, the cheating, the timeline, the social media. She listened, took notes, and occasionally raised an eyebrow. "So," she said when I finished, "you have proof of about $37,000 in gifts and support. You also have documentation that she was cheating. And you want what exactly?" "I want my money back," I said. She shook her head. "That is not really how relationships work legally," she said. "You cannot sue someone for breaking your heart. Most of what you gave her will be seen as gifts." "What about the car?" I asked. "I am still making payments. It is in my name because her credit was bad." Patricia leaned back. "The car is in your name?" she asked. "Yes, I financed it. The title and registration are both under me." Now she smiled a little. "That is different," she said. "You have every right to reclaim an asset that is legally yours, especially if you are still paying for it." That is how the repossession came into the picture. On a Thursday morning, the tow truck went to her building. I had arranged it with the finance company and a towing service, all completely legal. According to the driver, Cassidy came outside around 8:47 a.m. and saw an empty parking space where her BMW used to be. He said she screamed and started frantically calling someone. My phone started blowing up 20 minutes later, 7 missed calls from her, then texts. "Where is my car? What did you do? This is illegal. You are insane. I am calling the police." I waited an hour. Then I replied, "It is not your car, it is mine. I am paying for it and it is registered in my name. You are welcome for getting to use it for free for the past year." She called me immediately. "You cannot just take my car," she shouted. "I need it for work." "Then maybe you should not have cheated on the person who was buying it for you," I said. "That is not fair. We were broken up when Lauren showed me the Instagram story," I cut in. "You were with Cameron the same night you dumped me. And his posts show you had been seeing him for 2 months before that." Silence. "You used me, Cassidy," I said. "For money, for security, for convenience. Did Cameron know I existed?" More silence. "That is what I thought. Now you can ask him to buy you a car. Good luck." I hung up and blocked her number. The next wave of messages came from Brittany. "You are being so petty," she wrote. "It is just a car. Cassidy is crying and cannot get to work. You are ruining her life over a breakup. Grow up," I replied once. "I am ruining her life. Tell your friend to ask Cameron for a ride." Or maybe she can explain to him why her ex was paying for her car while she was dating him. Brittany did not answer after that. 3 days later, I got a text from another unknown number. "Hey man, this is Cameron. I think we should talk. This is getting out of hand." I was curious, so I agreed to meet him at a Starbucks near my place. Cameron showed up in his Tesla in relaxed but expensive clothes. He was exactly what I expected, confident, smooth. The type of guy people say yes to. He sat down across from me. "Look," he said, "I did not know about you at first. Cassidy told me she was single when we met." "She was not," I said. "Yeah," he said quietly. "I figured that out after you took the car." He ran a hand through his hair. "I just wanted to apologize. I would not have gotten involved if I had known." He seemed genuine. "Did she tell you I was paying for everything?" I asked. "Her rent, her car, her phone." His expression changed. "What?" he said. I pulled out my phone and showed him some of the bank transfers, the rent payments, the car payments. His face went pale. "She told me she was financially independent," he said. "She said she was hustling and saving." "She works part-time retail," I said. "She was not saving. I was her savings account." He leaned back in his chair, looking sick. "I had no idea," he said. We sat in silence for a minute. Then he said, "She has been asking me for money too, started about a week ago, said she had unexpected bills." "Let me guess," I said. "Car bills and rent." "Yeah," he said, "and rent. She said her roommate left and she needed help." "She does not have a roommate," I said. "She lives alone. I used to cover half her rent." He pulled out his phone and showed me his payment history. He had sent her $1,200 in the last 10 days. "I am such an idiot," he muttered. "Join the club," I said. "I paid dues for 4 years." He looked at me differently then, less like a rival, more like someone in the same situation. "What are you going to do now?" he asked. "Honestly," I said, "I am done. I got my car back. I blocked her. I am moving on. But you might want to think about whether you want to be with someone who lies this easily. Cameron nodded slowly. Yeah, he said. I think we are done. He stood up, then hesitated. For what it is worth, he said, she has been telling people you are crazy, that you are stalking her and will not leave her alone. Of course she was. He held out his hand. I really am sorry, he said. I shook it. You did not know, I said. Now you do. That was about 6 weeks ago. Since then, my life has started to settle. I went back to work full-time. I actually got a promotion with a raise. My boss said he had noticed my work even when my personal life was messy. I sold the BMW to a dealership. I did not get everything back, but I recovered about 60% of what I put in. Through mutual friends, I heard that Cameron broke up with Cassidy 2 days after we met. He confronted her about the lies and the money. She tried to claim I was controlling and jealous. He did not believe her. Cassidy tried to reach out to me one more time using Lauren's phone. The message said she wanted to talk like adults and clear the air. I did not respond. Lauren later told me Cassidy lost her job at the boutique because she missed too many shifts when she no longer had reliable transportation. She moved back in with her parents. Brittany and Zoe have pulled away now that there is no free ride attached. I do not feel joy about that. I'm not happy she is struggling, but I also do not feel guilty. She made repeated choices and now she is living with them. About 2 weeks ago, I matched with someone on a dating app. Her name is Rachel. She is a teacher. We have been on 3 dates. It is nothing serious yet, but it is different. She insists on splitting the bill. She shows up on time. She listens when I talk and does not make me feel like I am keeping her from something better. It is simple, and it feels honest. I am not going to pretend that 4 years of history vanish overnight. I still have moments where I replay conversations in my head and feel foolish. But I am learning. And I have learned this much very clearly. Someone who truly cares about you will not treat you like an ATM with feelings. They will not laugh with their friends about how easy you are to manipulate. They will not drop you the moment someone else with more money walks in. I deserved better than what I accepted, and now I am finally acting like it. Lessons from this story. Lesson 1. Consistent secrecy around phones, friends, and plans is not privacy. It can be a sign that someone is building a separate life you are not meant to see. Lesson 2. If your partner and their friends openly disrespect you, that is not a joke. It is their real opinion slipping out. Lesson 3. Track your own financial boundaries. Long-term generosity is healthy only when there is long-term respect on both sides. Lesson 4. It is not petty to protect your own assets after someone has used you. Natural consequences are not cruelty. They are reality catching up. Lesson 5. Third parties like Lauren and even Cameron can show you the full picture. Listen when neutral people say, "This is not right." Lesson 6. Walking away from someone who treated you like an option is not losing love. It is making space for someone who sees you as a partner, not a resource. What about you? At which point would you have walked away if you were in my place? And have you ever realized, too late, that you were being treated more like a wallet than a partner? Share your thoughts in the comments.